Welcome to the Fox 17 Rock and Review. I'm hanging out with world-renowned guitarist here, Doyle Dykes. I've been trying to get Doyle on the air with me for some time, but you keep touring and coming out with new albums and everything else, and you've got a brand new guitar now you're playing too. You know, it's funny, the last guitar show, I saw you, we were talking about guitars, and you've only had this Olson for a few weeks now.
Yeah, 3 weeks on this one. I got one. I was at a friend of ours' house last year in Houston, Texas. He had 3 Olsons in a very big house. and anyway, I said, well, you must know Phil Kagi. And he said, we're best friends. So I called Phil the next day and went over to his house. And it was Mark Lanier, the trial lawyer down in Houston.
Yeah.
He's the guy that had the guitars. And so I went to Phil's house. He said, Doyle, you should be playing an Olson. I said, well, I know Jim. I've known him 20 years. And so I called him, and he just happened to have one.
Look how beautiful that is.
And then he built this one for me. And both of mine are made out of Pernambuco, which is a rare wood. They make fiddle bows out of it. So you rarely ever. I was at the Martin factory recently, and they said, well, we know about this, but you only see just smaller pieces. And I said, well, he had this wood for like 30 years. And the song I started off with was White Rose for Heidi, and he put a rose on the...
Right on the inlaid on the headstock.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. You know, it's funny because I'm holding your sand guitar here, and it's got your name inlaid here in the fretboard also, which is just an incredible nylon string guitar.
But honestly, Eric, I didn't have anything hardly to do, just a couple little things, but on this one especially nothing. I mean, this was all Jim Olson and
well, you know, and Jim does such a great job, you know, with the necks and everything, and you had him shave it down a little more for you even for your style.
A little bit. My hands aren't. I don't have Chet hands, you know, and they're smaller. But these were designed by them, which was not. I mean, I designed guitars for years. You know, I had a very successful line of guitars with Taylor and also with Guild.
Yes,
and
definitely.
we had a guitar similar to this, and a 12-string and a 6-string, and now I just decided, well, I'm a grandpa, maybe I should do something different. It'd be a good time for
Well, you know,
it.
speaking of which, you know, on your recent albums and everything, I know you're working on your 50-year album even. And what are you going to do? You're going to have your son on that and some of the grandkids?
Yeah, yes. In fact, I was named after Smitty Smith, or Doyle Smith. And he was in the music business many years ago, and everybody, he worked with Jimmy Dean, everybody knew him. Little Jimmy Dickens knew him. Everybody in the music business pretty much knew him. Eddie Arnold and Roy Clark. Every time I see Roy, he'll talk about him over an hour.
Amazing.
And I was named after him, and so I actually have some footage of him coming to our house playing the harmonica and the guitar, and so I played with him on that.
Wow.
After my namesake. And then I got the grandkids. He did a Little Red Wagon. So I got all the grandkids in to sing with us, and my daughter Haley. And so, yeah, some of it's a family thing, and other things, I have my dad, everybody called him Bubba. Bubba Dykes is playing on there.
Well, I've read that in your book.
I played with him. Of course, Dad's been gone now for 5 years, but I played with him. And then I found a young Doyle. I was 14, playing a little Starfire guitar. And so I played and twin with it.
It's so funny, the full circle too, because your first guitar was a little $30 Sears and Roebuck guitar.
You have a great memory. I don't even think I remember. No, but it's true. That's true.
But it's so neat, and your book was such a great read. You know, like I told you, you know, I read it several times, and I had the DVD. And here's the audiobook version, and you said you read it.
Yeah, I read the whole thing. It took about 3 days, but I didn't mind it at all. I really enjoyed it.
and it comes with the DVD also then.
Comes with the DVD, and Dwayne Eddy's on that.
Which is awesome. I just got to see him the other night at the Ryman. Now, with the re-release of the audiobook then, that's going to be probably coming out later this year.
Yes, and with Moody Publishers, and we'll be doing some things around the Chicago area, and I'm going to be on some of their national radio shows. Chris, I can't remember what all I'm going to be doing, but anyway, it's going to be fun.
Well, you know, you're always on tour all the time, and last time you and I talked, your Christmas album had come out, but it came out like right up against, you know, Christmas, and so now you're kind of re-releasing it this year.
We are.
And you've got great music on there.
Well, it's been a blessing, and I've had more response from this record. And I'll be honest with you, it's the most fun album I've ever made.
You know, you can tell it listening to the album. Plus, I do like it that you've got a very nice guild on the front of the album too, which appealed to me. Sort of has that Chet Dwayne feel to it, you know.
Yeah. And a nice white falcon on the back cover,
yeah,
too.
Exactly, which I'm a fan of also.
Got to give Fred a plug. I really enjoy playing my Gretches, and of course, you know, I just like to remember Chet. He was such an influence on everybody, and in this town, so many things he had done for guitar players. I'll just never forget him. And so I had a lot of fun. Eric Johnson played a song on there. He did White Christmas.
Right. Oh, it sounds great.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, you know, and your career early on, you know, working with Grandpa Jones also, touring with him for 3 years.
Yeah, I did.
And and how many times did you play the Opry then? And now you're still playing the Opry.
Yeah, I came back on as a solo artist in 1995, which only meant that I had a nicer parking space. You know, you don't get any more money hardly, but it never has been a money thing. You know, I had the Booth Brothers on recently with me, and Pete Fisher and Gina allowed me to have them on as a guest.
Oh,
it was so much fun. It was Ronnie Booth's 50th anniversary, and they're Southern gospel for maybe some folks that don't know them, but they are wonderful. And we were doing Life's Railway to Heaven.
Right.
And they said, kick it off, Doyle. And I'd already done my song, so I let Ronnie sing in a circle, you know. And I kicked it off with Stairway to Heaven.
Oh my goodness, that's so awesome.
Just having fun.
Well, you know, with all the great things you're doing for viewers, where's the best place to keep up, you know, to find the music? I know you're coming out with the new album, the re-release of the audiobook. Where can they buy these and find out about you on tour?
Just DoyleDykes.com.
Okay.
That's what I do. I said, where am I going?
So it's all listed on there, so they can come see your live shows, whether you're here in Nashville or in London or wherever.
Yeah.
You know, when you bump into people like James Burton when you're in London.
Can I have your autograph? And I look at, there's James Burton. And I thought, wait a minute, what are you doing in London? And he said, oh my goodness, it's just amazing.
And he was there playing with Jerry Lee.
Jerry Lee Lewis,
Yeah.
yes, I'm playing with Jerry Lee Lewis. And I said, oh yeah. I forgot you're a rock star.
Well, you are too, especially in the finger picking world. I mean, with the thumb picking, it's just amazing listening to you. So be sure and check out Doyle Dykes with a new audiobook coming back out again. He's going to have a new album coming soon for 50 years.
50 years behind the guitar.
So you started when you were 3.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you know what? I became a Christian when I was 11 years old.
Right.
And something definitely happened to me. And I raised my hands. Nobody told me to, but we were in church. And I turned around and made an altar out of my chair. I said, God, give me a job to do, and I'll always tell people about you. And he gave me a desire. You know, I don't say he hit me in the head like, wow, I could have had a V8. I'm going to be a guitar player. But it was a very gentle persuasion. But I had the desire to play guitar. Never did before, and I'd never looked back. So I can't separate those two things, my spiritual life and the music, because I know where it comes from.
Well, and it comes through your music.
Well, thank you.
And it's just incredible. So be sure and check out my friend Doyle Dykes. And the Christmas album is incredible. So if you're getting ready for the holidays early, as many stores are, be sure and pick up a copy of the Christmas album. Thanks for watching the Fox 17 Rock and Review.
Thank you.